Hello, and welcome to this meditation time. This is the month of March. I was thinking of that saying, I think that we've all heard that March comes in like a lion with lots of storms. And by the end of March, it is quieter and more peaceful. Of course, we know that isn't always true. It can be different months for different places in this world. But there is usually a transition between the winter and the spring. And we're always looking forward to spring, especially in those colder climates, where we see that first bud that is opening. And sometimes they even open in the end of winter or during the middle of winter where I live. And it's a wonder. It really is the power of the energy of living things. And you can see it with this picture that is up. It too is a reflection of really the power of our inner being, and that we have these bodies. We need these bodies, but right in the core of the body, in the middle of the forehead, resides the inner eternal being, the being of light, which can never be destroyed. So I was thinking today about this theme in March of in like a lion, roaring in and out like a lamb. And it's really very symbolic of what can happen in our own lives, where suddenly something happens that we were not expecting and shakes up our world. It can be another person, it can be a situation, many, many different things. And how do I navigate myself when something like this happens suddenly and retain my original quality of peace? It's interesting because I was just thinking that oftentimes a lamb is portrayed, especially in spirituality or different religions, as innocence and peace, where the lion is very ferocious and aggressive. But somehow, um, when we take the tools that we need, we can quickly shift that lion into a lamb. And one of the powers that we need to do this, that we learn at the Brahma Kumaris, is the power to discern. And when we can discern what is truly going on, within ourselves or within the other or both, then we can make a clear decision, a good decision. Because every choice that we make creates our karma, creates our future. It's really a deep point, but maybe you can think about that a little bit, or maybe you have, that every thought, word, and action, particularly if that thought is put into action, and action is also through our words, um, it's an energy that flows out, and it's either beneficial and benevolent, or it can be non-benevolent. It can be filled with anger or other things like greed and taking from others and um, saying harsh words to others. So part of that discerning and then deciding is also the power to go within, to step inside in that moment when we just feel like that storm wants to brew and come out, um, often through our words, but even through our thoughts. Scientifically, it has been measured that our thoughts create energy around us, and that people can feel the energy of a place when they step into that place by um, heightened awareness, when you know that something's not quite right. Um, and so this skill, it's really a skill to discern and then make a good decision. And one of the tools that we can use in deciding how we operate in a given situation where we're faced with um, a dilemma or something that we need to make a clear choice on. First thing I need to be aware of are, what are my personal values? And to make sure that I am not going against my own inner values and virtues because of an outer influence that does not resonate with me, even though oftentimes we can be persuaded, or someone or some situation is attractive on the outside and seemingly inviting us in. And this is where it's important to know my values. And then I ask myself, does this situation, this question, this decision that I'm being asked to make, or yes, does it resonate with my own values and virtues? And then the second thing that I need to ask myself is, will making this choice or deciding on this choice, does it bring me closer to the divine, or is it taking me away from the divine? The divine, however you call that, it could be the supreme being of the God. Some people use God, the divine source. Is it taking me away, even a few steps away? Because we know how sometimes we can say, oh, it's okay if I do this once, or it'll be okay this time. But then if I ask myself, will it truly be okay this one time, or will it slightly take me away from my beloved, or my supreme father, or the supreme source? Is it worth it? I guess that's the question, is it worth it? And sometimes you don't know, honestly, until you go through something, until you go through that storm. Actually, that's how we've learned, you know, through experience, through experimentation. But once we've gotten burned, we realize, oh, I don't want to do this again. Um, I need to keep myself safe from that kind of situation. Um, and actually, coupled with that would be the question of, does this truly make me happy? And not only that, but will it affect the happiness of those around me? Is it something that they're okay with? And usually that's fairly easy to think through, but sometimes um, making those around you happy um, in a given situation, if it has to do with addiction or really serious situations in which you need to step away from someone, something, then you have to not think so much about will it make others happy. Um, but first, you have to be clear on what the situation is and what you have to do. So, discerning is so important um, for making a good decision. So, let me just recap those three things. One is, first of all, before making that choice, ask myself, what are my core inner values? The things that really run my life, that are important to me, that live inside of me. And then the second question is very important. Will it keep me close to the divine, or is it going to separate me, or even slightly take me away from the divine? And we learn how to negotiate these things through the mistakes we've made, oftentimes the mistakes in the past. But then I don't repeat it again. And then the last question I ask myself is, does it make me truly happy, light, carefree, joyful, all those feelings? And will others be okay with it too? Will they feel fine with it? The people I live with, people I interact with a lot. But the caveat to that is, um, don't sacrifice what you need to do to be true to yourself, to be honest, to do the right thing, because somebody else might say, "Oh, I don't think that's a good idea," because of their fear, because of someone else's fear and insecurity. So we need to check ourselves every day, because every decision that we make affects our karma, our 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 bank of powerful, um how would I put it? It's kind of like we can have gold bricks in our bank that we've accumulated for our future. I'm not talking about it materially, I'm talking about it spiritually. We accumulate through our good wishes, our pure feelings, our honest acts of kindness, and also are doing the right thing when perhaps those around us don't have the strength and power to do it. It's like a scale. So, how much do I have on my scale of doing great things, being wonderful, and thinking beautiful thoughts, and doing the right thing at the right time? And on the other side is the weakness, where I'm influenced by others, where I don't move forward because I'm stuck in old thought patterns, old uh, strings of attachment that I don't need anymore, that I don't want anymore. And so, to be that free bird, we need to cut the old strings of useless attachments, and to be able to discern those and let them go and fly free as a bird. So the power to discern and to decide is very powerful. And we can turn that lion who's angry into a lamb and share that with others. Om Shanti. Thank you.